2026 RAV4 is going to be revealed May 20th. And earlier today, I shared these 3 shots that Toyota shared to me pre-embargo. They're now out there. It's exciting. I mean, I'm guessing there's going to be a Woodland, an XLE running through this AI-generated neighborhood. And then you have what I'm calling is the GR Sport model, the first ever GR Sport to be available in the United States. However, Toyota said, hey, that's just the North American stuff. Guess what? Toyota's like, I'm going to share on our Instagram for the global account more pictures. We now have an idea of the interior of the new 2026 redesigned RAV4. So guys, let's go ahead and get into these. Make sure you have your snacks and drinks ready. All right, Toyota's got their coffee ready. And we're going to dive into these images. I was surprised that these were not included in the North American teasers, because these are far more revealing than just that top-down image or the trio that we saw earlier today. All right, so here we go. We got a lot of stuff to break down, and it's going to be fun. So guys, if you like this content, make sure you are subscribed. I'll be heading to Toyota's headquarters in Plano, Texas, in just a couple weeks to debut this vehicle for you in the flesh on May 20th. You do not want to miss it. All right. But in the meantime, Toyota's playing that teaser game. And here we go. All right. Let's start with the seat and we'll make our way from there. The seat, we got this kind of bar that goes across here, kind of this two-tone seat action. Don't know if this kind of looks like a suede or a felt material. We have a little handle above, visor, of course, seat buckle, two-tone door panel. Keep in mind, we don't know what trim level this is. This could be a limited. It could be something else. Anyways, all right, so we have probably a black top here, a light tan sort of insert that goes around the door handle, then a black, more rugged portion down below. And then you see these big dials here, which we'll get into what these dials could be. A couple auxiliary buttons. Here's your drive select. They went from a big chunky shifter to this drive select. Now, what are the benefits? Well, it opens things up. It's not as traditional. As an enthusiast, I like shifters, but if done right, shift-by-wire small shifters can be better in some ways. And then back here, it's hard to tell. It could be auto brake hold back on these buttons, and then you just see like a drive neutral park button. Yes, you have a park button now, like a Prius. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of Toyota models that just have a park button. I think with this having a park button, Toyota has just confirmed it's going to be fully electrified, hybrid, plug-in hybrid, potential battery electric version. Here are the cup holders. All right, so that's image number 1. Image number 2, life is an adventure. And if we go back to the press release, Toyota says in the title, countdown to the next adventure. So adventure seems to be what the RAV4 is being focused upon, whether it's an adventure through your AI-generated streets or through the wilderness or through some curvy roads. Adventure is the key here. So we have that on the ski poles. All right, and we also have a better idea of these knobs. This doesn't look like a knob. This looks like a USB charging hub or something. That is strange. All right. The dash here, we are now going to have a very customized dash. This is for sure a Woodland model. That's what I'm going to say. All right. I'll fix, you guys will call me out in the future after this vehicle is revealed if this is a Woodland model or not. There's also the in-dash storage here. And this kind of portion reminds me of the tail lights that are on the current RAV4, this kind of vent area. All right, that's interesting. But you kind of see like the outlines of the trees in the background or whatnot with this green matte garnish on the dash. Now, back to the screen here. Well, we actually have a better look at the screen, but I'm just trying to see. This looks like traction control cancel. Another USB-C here. So I don't know what this is because traditionally the rotary dials are circular. These are kind of squircly, all right? So you have a square and a circle mixed, and I don't know what's being displayed on it. That is a bit strange. We have a wireless charger warning sticker back here. So that's where the wireless charger is. It looks like it's elevated. That's kind of neat. All right, the last image. Wait, is there anything cryptic on these goggles? I don't think so. At least I don't have a high enough resolution picture to be able to derive anything from that. All right. Lastly, guys, this is the most telling image. This is going to be a digital rearview mirror. We have our first look of the interior, I should say, from the cockpit person point of view. So the person driving, head-up display. We're going to have a new head-up display on this. Fully digital 12-inch screen here. Now, it's not tucked in. It's not shrouded like the current Rav4. This screen, it could be the 14-inch screen, but it could also be a 10.5-inch screen that's more vertically focused. We see this 10.5-inch screen on the newly refreshed upper trim levels of the Corolla Cross. All right, so it could be a 14-inch, but it could also be a 10.5-inch. You know, we do have digital climate control here. So it makes me wonder down below, which we can't really see, if they're taking away the physical climate control. And if they're taking the physical climate control away, that makes me sick to my stomach. However, if we look at this software, I don't know if this is the software that Toyota uses even in the United States, which is called like the Toyota interface, unless this is a next generation software derivative of it, which is highly possible. This just doesn't look that familiar compared to other Toyota models that we currently have. All right, so this could be new software. This could be software specific for the Chinese market, but nothing's in Chinese here. Okay, so it says life and its adventure again. And this software actually looks slightly different. Notice how the map takes up the entire back portion of the screen. So this is new software here. We've seen the 12-inch digital screen behind the steering wheel before. This could be a new iteration of it and definitely new software. All right, here's the eyeball sensor to tell you that even if you are looking at the road, sometimes it doesn't think you're looking at the road. Anyways, buttons on the steering wheel, traditional buttons. Everything's a bit squared off now. This looks like a volume toggle, potentially. It's just hard to tell. The back buttons here, this might be customizable with the head-up display. So the steering wheel buttons and layout could change with or without the head-up display like it does in a Lexus model. Time will tell, but here's your cruise control and stuff over here. All right, it's just hard to tell what these buttons are. This looks like the pacing for your cruise control on the right-hand side. Big Toyota logo here. It's possible that this would open from both sides, like we've seen in many Toyota Lexus models throughout the years, the center console. So here we go. Here's our first three images. Not a lot to tell from that other than I'm almost positive this is the new GR Sport model. And then here, just a brand new interior. I will say this. I did say I would put in the image, the current RAV4 interior versus this interior. Brand new steering wheel. We have dimples on it. Now, the dimples typically are seen only in sport models on the steering wheel, at least how Lexus does it. You'll see the dimples on the side of the steering wheel. So we could be looking at the GR Sport model here. The screen seems to be not quite as high, even though the screen is bigger. All right, and as a result, the vents may have been squished down further, and I don't like that personally, because higher vents means better cooling for your face and neck area, all right? That's important to me here in Florida. So the vents might be squished down just a little bit, all right? The rotary dials here for climate control may have been completely done away with. And we do have, if we go back to this image, it looks like this is a climate control knob, but I don't know for sure yet. All right, this does look like it's circular, but if we go back to this image, that's definitely not a circle. So just from when you're looking straight sideways, it looks rounded like a circle, but this image says, hey, it's flat on the top. And that sort of, if it is twistable, that's not like the easiest thing to twist, all right, compared to a fully circular dial. Same thing with the steering wheel. Like a circular steering wheel is the easiest thing to twist compared to a rounded off one. Well, I should say specifically a rounded off square. All right. Yeah, the shifter is gone. All right. Now we have this little nub, and climate control is to be determined. All right. So going back to this image, I'm sure we'll have better LED lighting on the interior if anyone cares about that anymore. I feel like that sort of trend's dying out. Or at least people's interest in it is not as high as it used to be. They're not going to reinvent the wheel in theory. They should keep this interior exactly the same. There's nothing wrong with this interior, just better materials, better technology. That's what I'm hoping for in the new RAV4, because from an appliance and practicality standpoint, the interior of the RAV4, for me, there's nothing to complain about. It's extraordinarily functional. Also, where's my volume knob? Doesn't mean it's not here, but if they got rid of the volume knob, guys, that's an enormous fail. Okay, but just because I don't see it, oh, it might be right in the center of the screen. Let me go back. It might be hidden behind the steering wheel. I'm not going to bury the volume knob yet. I bet it's right in the middle of the right in the middle of the screen behind the steering wheel. That's kind of where it's at. And some other, like the Crown, for example, the Crown has it centrally located, unlike the Prius, which is far opposite, which makes no sense of the driver. Okay, and he should be centrally located, if not located closer to the driver like it is here. All right, so guys, I'm going to end it there. I'm excited for the new RAV4 reveal. It will be coming on the 20th. Make sure you're subscribed. I will be bringing hands-on impressions, my thoughts on it. And it's going to be an upgrade in design, an upgrade in materials, an upgrade in technology, upgrade in powertrains. You'll get better fuel efficiency, smoother powertrain, and then the plug-in hybrid could be a shocker. You got to keep in mind, in the CARB states like California and all the West and East Coast, essentially, they are going to be requiring like their PHEVs to have like 50 miles of EV range. And now that the North Carolina battery plant is online making batteries, some say they're not making plug-in hybrid or EV batteries yet. I don't know. I'm not there. I don't have boots on the ground. I don't have sources in North Carolina quite yet. I'm sure one day I will to give me the scoop of what's happening. But this will have a plug-in hybrid at launch. And it could have over 300 way more horsepower than we have now, which is exciting, and over 50 miles of range. All right. RAV4 will continue to be built in Kentucky. It's staying there because of tariffs. Before tariffs, they were going to ship it all to Canada or to Japan. Now they're going to be building as many RAV4s as they can. Now, this source came out 23 days ago saying, the new RAV4 wouldn't start till 2027. That's a possibility. I find that highly unlikely. They make it there right now, all right? And it wouldn't take a Herculean effort to switch the supply chain from Canada to Kentucky to continue to build these there. I don't buy this. I don't buy that it would take till 2027 to build the new RAV4 in Kentucky. All right. If someone has insider information to confirm or deny that, that just doesn't make sense to me because they're already making it there now. So I'll see you guys in the comments there. RAV4, it's going to be an adventure. So I'll see you guys. Thanks for staying along with me on this adventure with new software, new interior, new exterior, all new trim levels, GR Sport, more capable plug-in hybrid, more than likely. We'll find out here shortly. And a 5th-gen hybrid system is standard. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, guys. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.